discussing about when deploying the virtual machine, there are different options we are trying to understand here. So, as of now, basic disk and networking and management up to this is a one completed. Now, today we are going to discuss about monitoring advanced. So, these two options, and we'll try to understand. After that, we'll try to, after deploying the virtual machine also, what are the some of the options we'll try to understand as part of troubleshooting or different options. We'll try to understand those things also. First of all, we should provide the in the basic details we should provide it. Otherwise, it won't. If it is a go to next also, we won't get it the some of the options. We can't see it properly. See it means it's a kind of that option we can't utilize it properly. So that subscription, a resource group, and VM name, region of that. Suppose I'm taking East ES2, no intra, and we can take it any server, any image, and size, user ID and password. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. So next, user ID and password, and keep it none. And here next disks and networking. Here also automatically will take it. We don't have any network, due to that it's taking, and keep it none. Remaining as it is. Here management also nothing changes. We are nothing doing. Next monitoring. Here nowadays Microsoft is providing enable the recommended alerts rules. That means no need to go and do the creating the alerts and what relevant alerts we required for this virtual machine. These all those things nothing to perform it from our end. Simply we can select it here, alert rules not configured. We can try to configure. We can see if it is percentage of CPU greater than 80%, available memory, data disk IOPS, OS disk IOPS, network total greater than, and out network out total is greater than, so and so. And we require the notification means email, and we can get the that email alert or email Azure Resources Manager role, and that is also kind of what type of role persons will need to get it, that alerts accordingly we can select it. Those people will get the email notification. And mobile app also, in the mobile application we need to install Azure Cloud application, so that in the mobile notification also will get it. And any existing action groups we want to attach it, like action group means it's kind of any script automation account schedule it, and that automation account script needs to be run or something. It's a delete the things or remove the things or something, anything. It's a we can plan accordingly, it's going to do it. So nowadays they are providing like this. It's not required for us, but you can see that cost also applicable accordingly. So I don't require. I'm not configuring. Uncheck the mark. And boot diagnostic, by default boot diagnostic, it's a going the managed storage account. That means that storage account managed by Microsoft, we are not going to manage it. If you don't want like that and we need to manage ourselves, means we need to select the manage enable with the custom storage account, and that storage account should be created, and we need to select the storage account, as well as same like enable the voice guest diagnostic. This is a one, especially there is no manager storage account. We must and should use the create a storage account, attach it for that. So our voice guest diagnostics logs, it's going to store under that storage account only. So if you disable also, you can see here the guest storage account, it's a guest OS guest diagnostics is going to store into the storage account. So enable the manage storage account, and this is the one going to do it. And next advance.
Kiran,
So
Kiran, man.
yeah,
What is the difference between the boot diagnostics and the enable case to OS diagnostics?
Okay. When booting up any issues that is related to OS booting diagnostic, that is a booting up. Like when you power on the virtual machine or reboot the virtual machine, it will take it's a kind of
Um,
booting up that
yes.
BIOS, and it will check it the default settings and hardware checking and everything. It will validate it. Yes.
Yes.
So those things called boot diagnostics. Okay.
Okay.
OS diagnostics means in the OS level, something it's a file crash or something is a full memory. Due to that, it's a OS is a like suddenly sometimes OS crash, something it will happen. That is a
Mm.
OS diagnostics.
Okay. So boot diagnostics on the hardware level it will be there, and OS diagnostics on the
Not
OS level.
hardware level. It's a
Uh,
when booting up that operating system itself, like do you know like booting order? There is a
yeah.
process
Booting
is
order,
there.
yes.
So what is the booting order? First of all,
Um,
it will validate the hardware. It's everything fine or not. After that, it's going to check it the BIOS. Yes,
yes.
BIOS is going to check it. After that, your default setting in the BIOS only default settings, IOPS. That means input output devices and everything is a properly it's available or not. Everything it's a check it. Yes. When booting order this time anything issue and not able to identify might be hardware. Hardware means hard disk it's not able to identify or something issue with that. These all those things is a booting. Yes. Got it? What I'm saying?
Yes, I understood. Kiran.
Yeah. So that is a way boot diagnostic enable the voice diagnostic when is the voice already running. That server is already running. Something issue with that. Those related, it's a, that diagnostic logs it's going to store into the this storage account. But boot diagnostics, we can define it. If you want, we can custom storage account or managed storage account also we can use it. Depends on that. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Kiran.
So next, advance here, extensions. These extensions, especially for installing the any up agents like antivirus agent, backup agent, or kind of these all agents installation purpose, we can use it. These extensions, you can see it's a Acronis backup. That is a third-party tool, but still it's a Microsoft tie-up. Due to that, they are providing here that extension agent and AMD GPU driver extension and semantic antivirus, cloud workload protection, and Windows Server monitoring agent and application insight agent and APM insight. This is application related only APM insight .NET agent, and like this agents is the installation wise we can use the this one control M like a batch processing related something that is a Kaspersky HPE. Like so many different types of agents already Microsoft tie up with that what they are tie up and providing the these things here instead of something different agents you need to install it when booting the virtual machine like it's a post validation wise not booting sorry when is a virtual machine deployment post validation wise this agent needs to be installed it so automatically it's going to install it generally in on-premises we need to install the operating system after that we need to log in and some configuration changes during that we'll install the agents so everything we have to do manually but here nothing required guys nothing is required so simply we can do after deployment post validation wise this agent automatically it's going to install it so these are the agents by default is available it's going to install it in case of you don't have such agent here you want still install it or some roles like Windows Server suppose example web server IAS roles or something RDS roles or something it's a anything roles or features you want to install it or it's a configuration those things we can do it through custom script extension custom script extension how it works means if you click on this one click on next so it's asking to where is your script file that script file where is available that must and should be upload into the one of the storage account and browse it you can see here asking the storage account on that particular storage account if you upload that script and you need to select it here we need to select here so once you selected and it's automatically after that any arguments optional on that script, any arguments you need to provide it, you can provide it here and click on create it. So post validation wise, the script is going to run accordingly. It's going to install the particular agents. That particular agent, it's going to install it. Understood? Any questions?
No questions.
So this is a way extension. It's a very useful, especially in the VMSS who are using VMSS. Definitely their application installation or any other things also they will install through extension only.
Okay.
They will
Kiran,
install through extension only.
one
Yeah.
question. If there is an issue with the application or it got failed
Hmm.
while deploying, then do we get any error?
No, we won't get any error. That means is a extension. It's a deployment. Post validation wise is a deployment in progress. At that time, it will show you that extension is a fail. But as usual, your virtual machine you will get it.
Okay.
Okay. There is some conditions is applicable for extension is up to 90 minutes maximum. It will allow the time to install any application. If it is a more than 90 minutes, it's taking that application installation. Definitely, it will fail. Okay. That is a time limit is available.
Okay.
So that is a one extension. And one more thing, recently bring up the one more option, VM application. It's a VM application contain application files that are securely and reliable download on your VM after deployment. And in addition, the application file and installation uninstallation scripts are included in the application. You can easily add or remove the application on your VM after create the VM. After the create the VM. So after deploy during the deployment, after post validation wise, as of now we understand the extension through that agents. But now they are providing the entire application also installation, uninstallation, or it's a kind of anything we can do it. Select the VM application installation. We need to maintain this VM application centralizedly so that we can able to do it. It's a gallery. In the gallery we need to maintain so that that images also image wise we need to maintain this one application images, and accordingly we can select it that application it's going to installation or uninstallation, everything it will happen. It's a kind of package wise we need to maintain that application. Okay. And coming to here, custom data and user data, there is a small difference is available, but what is the use of, I will tell you. Pass a script or configuration file or other data into your virtual machine. Especially you can see highlighted, even Microsoft is highlighted while it is a being provisioned. While it is a being provisioned. During the provision time only, the data will be saved on the VM a known location. So any configuration file or any scripts needs to be performed during the provision only. At that time, we'll use it this custom data. Okay, but user data means it's a kind of same pass a script or configuration file or other data will be accessible your application throughout life cycle of your virtual machine. Throughout life cycle of your virtual machine. Okay, throughout life cycle of the your virtual machine. Okay, don't use the user data or storing the secrets or password. Don't keep it into on that. So it's a especially custom data while provisioning only, but this is a one throughout life cycle. Whenever it's a rebooted, again same configuration, same script, you need to get it. That one needs to be run. Sometimes is a that particular application or something. It's during the reboot time that needs to be clean up or something needs to be do it. At that time, user data we can use it. But it's a custom data means while especially is a provisioning time, deployment time only, we can pass that script here. Enable the user data, you can see that pass that data also we can keep it here. That way it's a Microsoft provided the two different ways custom data and user data they are providing. Okay. And performance wise NVMe, it's a one type of storage. This is a one and higher storage performance with the NVMe preview state. Right now your subscription is not registered NVMe preview. So this is a one of the recently is a preview mode, and especially NVMe storage protocol that offers higher IOPS throughput, providing the workloads overall the greater performance. This is the one saying, especially storage protocol. This is the one getting the more input output processing per second and throughput bandwidth also it's a providing on this. So this is the one. If you want to use it, we need to install or kind of that. Preview related, it's a this one future or resource provider we need to install it, guys. We need to configure it in our subscription so that this option also will get it. How to configure, how to use it, that preview. So let me open the duplicate tab, login, go to the home and subscription. And right now I'm doing the Azure Pass subscription, Azure Pass sponsorship subscription. Under that, um, preview features. In the preview features, we need to check with the, might be there is a, they should provide the some name. That name exactly we need to get it here. And it's a so many preview features is available right now. It's a loading, it's taking little bit time. So you can see exploring the pre-release feature with the preview features. These are the things. And you can now opt in out pre-release features with the preview features. You can access by searching the Azure or from all the services to which features are available on your subscription. You can register, unregistered, and keep track registered state here. That is also it's everything they provided. Let me check it this way if I can able to find out or not with the same name, NVMe. So this is a like, if you click on this one also, and might be it will give the Microsoft documentation which preview feature we can use it. And here they are saying that April 5th 2022 we announced that generally available EBS v5 VBDS v5 family offering the 1,20,000 IOPS per second and 4,000 Mbps of the remote disk storage throughput. So I think this is a EBS means uh, this is a especially EBS means it's a kind of this one ARM64 mobile related some application if you want to do it something remote storage wise. So might be this is a one for that. I'm thinking I need to look into that morely. So this is a one entirely different purpose. Okay, not general virtual machine wise. It's entirely um, ARM64 virtual machine purpose only they are providing here. Okay, that is a secondary. But here that way it's not able to find out that name. Performance. Let's try to check with the performance that feature. Otherwise, it's not a easy task, guys. It's a exact name we need to understand so that only we can get the more idea. What is that preview features and how it's a thing. Join the preview. Okay, sign up. Let's try to check it this way. Public preview, sign up for EBBS and size. Okay, some of the features you can see here. We need to sign up like this and get the once we fill the this form and submitted, and Microsoft itself they will enable for this feature to us. Enable this feature for us, and they will take some time, 3 or 4 days, and accordingly they will enable for us. They will enable for us. So this is a one VM sizes latest memory optimization instance resulting the 3x more IOPS and 6x more disk throughput performance compared to the previous VM generation. They are also including the 672 GBps, 672 GB of RAM and large local SSD storage 3800 GB local SSD storage using that, and accordingly it's providing more things. Okay, might be I need to more deep into this one so that I can get the more idea. But right now, leave it that part. It's a preview only. And coming to host. So if you require the dedicated host, normally virtual machine deploying the things we know. So that means it's in Azure data center in any hardware it's going to deploy it. Any hardware on the same hardware might be your company resources or different company resources different organization resources will going to run. That means different organization VMs also it's going to run, guys. Different organization VMs will run on same hardware. No, I don't require like that. My virtual machine, my organization virtual machine only needs to be run on my dedicated hardware. So that means you required in Azure platform one dedicated hardware, and that dedicated hardware only this virtual machine needs to be run. Such scenarios, if it is anything for you, yes, Microsoft is providing host group. This using the host group, we can dedicated hardware, we can get it. On top of that, we can run our own virtual machines only. It's not allocated to any other organization. It's only dedicated for us. Accordingly, we can run our own virtual machines only. Understood?
Yes, correct.
So this is a one also you have to go to the Azure platform. Before that, host group we need to create it. Before deploying the virtual machine only, host group we need to deploy it. Create a host group, and like this we need to create it. You can see it's what Microsoft saying that it's a ultra disk is any dedicated is required, and availability zone wise you required, and how many fault domain count. That means how many hardware you require. It's a 5, 4, and 3, and 2, like that is available, and support automatic host assignment. Automatic host assignment wise you required, or you need to select it. That is also you can define it. So totally like this, very simple to deploy the that host group. You can see the host group is a collection of dedicated hosts. Collection of dedicated hosts. You create a host group in region and availability zone and add the host it to. Okay, that way it's a we are getting the dedicated host, guys. Dedicated host. You required into the 3 zone that host groups. Yes, we can get it also, but it's a very too much cost, guys. Too much cost. Generally, I never seen anybody use it this host group until unless any specific requirement only we can go with that is a one. Okay, and next, one more thing is a capacity reservation. What is this reservation? This capacity reservation allow you to reserve the capacity for your virtual machine needs. You can get the same SLA or normal virtual machine with the security for reserving the capacity. This is a entirely capacity reservation. I can show you here also. Before that, we need to purchase it, that capacity reservation. So you can see here capacity reservations group. Click on OK and create a capacity reservation, and this reservation also will get it, and it's allocating that hardware to us, that VM sizes and specific wise it will dedicate it for us. And suppose I'm going to select it, this is a one, and test capacity, and the region also we can select it, and that specific region wise and zone wise it's that capacity you require, or you can select it that capacity each zone wise, and next generation, and you can see in availability zone, and how many VM sizes, what is the VM sizes, how many instance, that reservation name. Accordingly that cost is applicable. Accordingly that cost is applicable. Each zone level or that region, entire regional level also we can reserve the capacity. So that capacity is anytime if you reserved once, you reserved it, it's a dedicated for you. It's not allocated to anyone. It's not allocated to for anyone. But for that, that capacity reservation purpose, we need to pay money again on this. Okay.
Kiran, one question, Kiran. Here,
Mm, okay.
suppose we have a host groups, no?
Okay.
When we create the groups, by default we will get that hardware that in the background memory or CPU that information we will get. Then why we need to create this capacity reservation?
One thing, you are not going to use it host group. Host group is the dedicated host group. We never use it. Yes. In case
Yes.
of always you will use it. All the companies are using. No,
No.
it's not required until unless any specific requirement dedicated host group will create it. At that
Mm.
time, it's not required the capacity reservation.
Mm.
Okay. In case of you are not using host group and commonly shared resources only, you are going to use it. Commonly shared resource group only you are using. But that particular region is a very high workloads they are getting Microsoft. Okay. Sometimes what will happen, you are trying to deploy such virtual machine size, but you are going to start one project, but I don't know at that time this capacity is available or not. This capacity will available or not, we don't know. In this scenario, what should we do? We need to reserve the capacity so that they allocated for us. So that purpose we are paying the money. Yes.
Yes.
So that's the reason. Okay.
Okay. So, example, we can use this for the high-end products like HANA databases and
Yeah.
SAP like that. We can use this, right?
Yeah, we
If
can
the
use
VM
it.
size, if the VM size is not available, then we can go for the reservation, capacity reservation.
Yes, capacity reservation. Even at that time also it's not available, they won't provide it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So if they already it's available, but safe side we are going to reserve that capacity. Yes, they are allocated for us.
But what is the
Very
use of?
simple, very simple. Let's take the one example, normal example. Suppose like electronic showrooms, they will give the offers. Yes, they
Yes.
will give the offers. Or car booking also, if you see cars, if it is any release, pre-booking they will mention. Pre-booking means you are paying some money and you are booking that one. Once it's getting that one, and you are going to pay money totally. Yes. So
Yes.
if you are not booked the anything before pre-booking, what will happen if you directly go to the showroom? So if it is available, they will provide to you. If it is not available,
They not.
you won't get it. Yes.
Yes.
Same like here also, I'm trying to go to the Azure directly. I'm trying to deploy the virtual machine. At that time, that capacity is not available. Okay, that capacity it's not available. Even if you have quota also, try to understand. Even if you have quota reservation also, quota also is available. That is already in your quota in your subscription. Still, if you are trying to deploy it, if it is that capacity is not available, you can't able to deploy it. Yes.
Yes.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Due to that one, I don't want stop my project. Even I'm ready to some pay the amount for that capacity wise. Okay. Now in this scenario, what I'm going to do? Capacity reservation. That means pre-booking. It's a kind of booking. I'm booked the things, and this is a for me. This is a for me. Any situation, if it is somebody, other company, other organization that's ready to pay also, I don't want. I don't care. I require these resources for me, for my project. At that scenario, yes, capacity reservation. If you perform it and create a capacity reservation group, yes, that capacity always remains with your subscription only. It's allocated or dedicated for your subscription. Okay.
Okay.
So that is a different here. Okay. Any questions? Any doubts?
No comment.
Okay. This is a capacity reservation also. We have to starting only. We need to select it and accordingly create it. When deploying the virtual machine, that capacity reservation, you can select it so that you can able to deploy it. That capacity reservation, we need to select it. Which capacity reservation group you want through that needs to be deployed, you can select it. Okay.
So if we are reserved a VM capacity,
Mm,
okay,
mm.
then nominal charges will they charge us or like
There is a charges is a different is a available. So each and every VM sizes depends on that one, that capacity is a available.
okay.
So each and every VM there is a separate cost is a applicable. It's I can't see I can't say something like that. Okay.
No, not like that. Like for reserving also we need to pay, right?
Yes, reserving like you
Uh,
can see here. The value must not be empty. Suppose 10 instance I required. You can see here what is the saying that it's a 20,000, 20,000, 2 lakhs,
yes, yes.
2
Two
lakhs,
lakhs
1,
nine
2 lakhs
1,950.
1,957.27 and around 10 instance. Same VM size, 10 instance. If I'm going to reserve, I have to pay this much amount. Okay. And what is the saying that you can create a multiple reservation in your reservation reserved capacity group. A capacity reservation is a compromiser set of one of the more capacity instance. All capacity instance in a capacity reservation or the same VM sizes. So it's a little bit confuse the things and you can read it here. So what exactly Microsoft saying that? So you can see, so location parameter must be match the location property and parent capacity reservation. A mismatch will result a error. Okay. So in which region you want, you need to reserve it. Something different region, but in the different region you want, and that is not possible again. That is a big problem to you. You already paying and you can't able to utilize it. That is again your problem. Okay.
Yeah, it's region specific.
Yes. Okay. So clearly saying that capacity reservation is always create a part of capacity reservation group. That first step, create a group. If suitable one doesn't exist already, the capacity reservation one successfully created reservation immediately available to use the with your virtual machine. With virtual machine, the capacity reservation for you use as long as reservation not deleted. Okay, got it?
Yes,
Yes,
Kiran.
So entirely very different this capacity reservation. And coming to one more is a proximity placement group. What is a proximity placement group? This one also, let me show you here. Any images wise? No, they are not showing here. Or you in this? Yes, images wise, I will show you. Suppose you are deploying the virtual machine and availability set and virtual machine scale set, like that you are trying to deploy it, and this virtual machine within the same region only it deployed totally, but still this virtual machine hardware wise, that means what exactly what I'm saying here. um, just 1 minute, it's opening. I hope my pen, epic pen, yes. Here, what I'm saying, suppose if this is a one region only, okay, but in this region might be this is a one of the data center. This is a might be one of the data center. Might be this is a one of the data center, or it's a happen. We don't know in which data center also. Yes, in the background what will happen we don't know. But these three virtual machine latency needs to be reduced. That means suppose this is a totally region. In this region, three data centers, suppose example, three data centers is available, three zones. This concept called three zones. So might be one virtual machine, it's going to deploy here. That physical location, I'm talking about physical location. That in this, it's a physical server, it's going to deploy. In this, might be it's a here deploying the one more virtual machine. Might be in this here, one more virtual machine, it's a deployed it. We don't know where is the place this virtual machine entirely in the background. Yes, is it right? Physically, how much distance between the these three virtual machine we don't know. Is it right or not?
Yes, yes,
Now
it's
in this
right.
scenario, you are getting the latency, network latency. You are getting how much distance is increasing accordingly. That latency also is a increase. Yes.
Yes,
So I want to reduce the latency. How can I reduce the latency? In this scenario, Microsoft saying that proximity placement group. Proximity placement group created and deploying the virtual machine. This deploy the virtual machine, this deploy the virtual machine, this deployment virtual machine. That proximity placement group, if you selected, what it will try to do it? It will try to check it nearest. Okay, might be it's a hardware is available. It will try to deploy this virtual machine here. It will try to deploy virtual machine might be here. This try to deploy the virtual machine here. So that means the distance, physical distance, it's a reduce. That means your network latency also it will reduce it automatically. Yes, that way this proximity placement group it will work. So it will try to when deploying the virtual machine, if you add it, and it will try to your virtual machine keep it into the nearest location, nearest distance wise it will try to reduce it automatically. Network latency also it's going to reduce it. Understood? Got it? Any questions?
No, Kiran.
No. Okay.
So even Microsoft saying same thing. You can see placing the VM single region, reduce the physical distance between the instance. Physical distance between the instance. Placing them in the single availability zone will also bring them physical closer together. However, Azure footprint grows. A single availability zone may span multiple physical data centers, which may result in the network latency impacting your application. Not only availability zone at that time, even single zone also you are deploying the thing, and at that time also you can use the proximity placement group, and it will try to reduce the distance between that one. Understood? Any questions?
No. Correct.
This is
No,
about
Kiran.
proximity placement group. This is also starting only we need to deploy, like before deploying the virtual machine we need to deploy the proximity placement group. So here create a proximity placement group and simply subscription resource group and region and name of the proximity placement group and tag and review and create it. That's it. It won't take anything. Just is a asking the few details. Once is a deploy this one completed, after deploying the virtual machine, at that time you can drop down and select that particular proximity placement group. Okay. So once you selected, click on next and review and create it. That's it. Very simple to deploy the virtual machine. These many options. Okay. These
Okay,
many
Kiran.
options we need to understand. If these options, if you don't know, it's not an easy task. Sometimes it's a depends on requirement. You need to understand means what they are exactly asking. It's a possible or not, how to do it. Everything depends on understanding the these all options, guys. These all options needs to be understand. Even if you are trying to do DevOps, Terraform, ARM template, or any other things using the tools also, if you try to deploy it, and infrastructure as a code wise, you need to write it. These options, if you don't know manually, or here, if you are not seeing what is the use of this one, and you can't able to write it properly in your ARM template or Terraform, okay, or Bicep, anything. So that's about virtual machine creation totally, guys. If you have any questions, let me know.
No, I don't have it.
Okay, great. So this proximity, this virtual machine, what are the option when deploying the thing? We already seen. And tomorrow, after deploy the virtual machine, some of the option commonly, generally, every time we use it, some of the options we'll look into that. We'll try to understand. After that, we'll going to discuss about availability set, availability zone, and virtual machine scale set. If these three also completed, yes, almost is a virtual machine module. It's going to complete it, and there are small topics is available, how to create our custom image, snapshot, and small things are there. These all those things also we'll try to understand. Okay, mostly this week it's going to complete the, hopefully it's complete the virtual machine module as well as backup module also, I'm thinking. Okay,
Okay, good.
so that's it from my end today, and tomorrow we'll meet again same and discuss about further topics, guys. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thanks, good.